What's up, everybody? Chris Holly here with your latest episode of the Blockchain of Fame Presents Claim Your Fame series. The excitement is just too much. Like I can't even think straight because I have Shaq here, and Shaq is with the MEM Meta Estate Moguls project, which when you have moguls in the name of your project, you know it's going to be big. So Shaq, great to meet you. Great to have you on the show. Please introduce yourself, a little history about yourself if you'd like, and then just tell us more about MEM.
Hey everyone, what's up? This is your boy Shaq from State Moguls, and I am one of the co-founders. I am the project manager and also the implementer. For those who don't really know what I would is, basically I ensure the whole thing just keeps on ticking, rocking, and going. A brief background history of like who I am. Originally born and raised in Trinidad and Tobago, the last Caribbean islands, for those who don't know. Then I moved to America a couple of years later. Then I joined the army. Yeah, right? So over the past 9 years, I've been there. I'm recently retired from the army, and then the last 4 years, really, I understood that like, hey, I don't really want to do this for the rest of my life, so I need to like start doing something that's a bit more tangible. So I got into real estate, and basically I got in a really weird way. I basically got in through going and working for somebody for absolutely free. That's correct, free, right? That doesn't make too much sense. But I understood the value that I would receive back from them if I went and just like worked for free. I already had my army paycheck coming in, it's provided, so why not, right? So the Medicine Mogul project is really like helping you with that grind and that grit that you may also get into when you're going on your entrepreneurial path, right? But I know the space right now may not even be ready for that as yet. And people just want to relax, chillax, and just do what they do, right? So what we are doing is, as we continue helping out the entrepreneurs who want to be helped, or part of their profits may or may not come back to you. So hey, let's get into it and let's go. I'm excited.
Awesome, amazing. And first of all, just thank you for your service. I appreciate that. That's a great thing. We always like having people on our series that give back to their country and their community. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm doing the thing, aren't I? All right, sorry, Shaq. I'm just,
Also,
but I'm trying to do screen share and I'm like, oh, why can't I see any screens? That's always fun. Yeah, no, and I think it's also, let me just grab this up. Okay, there we go. I think, what's really cool about that, and I don't want to get to it just yet because I was seeing the form down here on the website, and where you're more or less supporting 3 projects, and I was like, oh, as soon as this is done, I have to fill out that form because who doesn't want to be having their project sponsors? That's amazing, and that's just really exciting, and I can't wait to tell Mike about that as well. All right, so first of all, love the art. I just think it's really, really, when you look at it, you do see that entrepreneurial spirit in all of these avatars. Like these people look like they have it together. They're ready to grind. They're ready to get it. They're ready to make that money. And by the way, I wanted to just commend you while I was screen sharing. I was losing my thoughts, but I think that was genius of you to offer somebody your services for free just to make those connections. And
Mhm.
obviously you can tell that it really did work wonders for you as a person and for your career. So let's get into the MEM stats, just get the boring stuff out of the way. Which blockchain are you on? When are you launching? How much are we charging? And it's definitely going to be worth it, but just tell us the numbers, the boring, math
Okay.
stuff.
So let me make this as exciting as possible. Yo, so you're launching on Ethereum blockchain. So
Oh
people,
my god, oh my god. 10 million views.
so we are launching on Ethereum blockchain, right? It's 10,000 piece collection um, in total, right? And the price points are revealed, but I'm gonna talk about 2 of them.
Okay,
The
perfect.
first one is for our original moguls, right? AKA
Nice.
our OGs. These are people who have been with us from the beginning of time in the NFT space. We have been in the people space since January on the 4th, right? Is when we finally opened our Discord. So we had some people who came in there and have been with us for the entire time. So for those people, we are releasing only 70 NFTs at $70 USD. I can't
Wow.
say the Ethereum price because at that time it may be a little bit higher or lower, and then
Yeah.
the price may change. But though there's ways to get on that list. I know it isn't jumping over the moon or like like I like basically grind. No,
Yeah.
basically we like to get on any one of our listed spots. Basically, the first one is like, hey, you come find the founder, myself, or the four others. You play us in a silly little game, and the others are like structured the same way. But the last one, though, that original mogul, is kind of inclusive, and only an original mogul can sponsor you to get into that group as well.
Very
So,
cool.
um, yeah.
I like that. I love the fact that you're making it fun for people. You know, the whitelist grind, I think, is very much falling out of favor. So putting that, you know, in a way where it's almost like they get a sponsor or they have to play a game with you and make it exciting and fun. And by the way, that is an amazing price point, especially for those people getting in. That's amazing. And I think we were talking a little bit off camera, and you said you were hoping to launch at the end of April, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So, our original launch was supposed to be like roughly around this time, but some stuff happened that was truly unique, right? We had somebody looking into us to come and be potential investors. And because of how lengthy the process was, we didn't honestly lock it up until like a week ago. So Meta Estate Moguls is a 6-figure project slash company, and we haven't even launched it yet.
Wow.
So this month right here is going to be a true embark and surprise for all of our current members and probably even our future. So
oh man, I gotta put this video out yesterday to give people the alpha. You know, like I always feel, I don't know, maybe it's I just have just a really gentle soul, because for some reason people just come on this show and they're just like, hey, I want to tell you all the things, but don't tell them what I told you about the MetaMask Fox. That's just between us. You know, they're gonna have to find that out from us. But anyways, I think that's really awesome. Again, the art is beautiful. Tell us kind of how this came about. Like, you know, I know you said that you are a part creator, right? And you are the project manager, essentially getting everything on board. And, you know, shout out to you and everybody who co-hosts space with you. It's always such an enjoyable time. I've listened in a lot, and I've tried to, you know, shill when I can. And, you know, the feedback and the structure and the evolution of how your spaces go is really inviting and warming. And, you know, it's not just, hey, let me say my thing and sign off. It's, hey, let's kind of work together round robin style. I really like that. I appreciate that. Other projects helping out other projects. So that makes me feel that, you know, you really do have a grasp of where the trends in the NFT market are headed, which is very much what we're seeing is this community. And I feel that when I speak with you, and I feel that when I see your project. So tell us more a little bit how the idea kind of came about, flesh that out a little bit more, and then we'll go more into kind of your roadmap, your vision, and things of that nature.
Okay, too easy. So the actual creator right behind Meta Estate Mogul's name is Kelly, right? That is my wonderful, beautiful wife. She entered the NFT space roughly like around 9 months before, and I followed into it as well, right? When we first came into the space, the first thing we were trying to do was market research, right? So we went into many different discords, we grind, we did this, we did that, right? But we saw several things lacking. One, transparency. Two, not the right structure behind. And three, forsaken promises, right? So we were like, look, right? I think we can also come in this market and like capture an essence and then sometimes drive something that isn't there. And that is basically transparency as well as structure, and then a true care for the people, and not just basically what we are doing as well with it. So Kelly was like, hey, Shaq, so this is what I want to do. This is why, and this is how. So we tapped into our network, right? And then we basically came up with 4 other founders, right? And basically it was Naaman and Mohammed who we also brought on. But then guess what? None of us knew how to like truly create these wonderful art pieces you've seen. So the artist right there, Cameron, right?
Yeah.
This is a story within itself. Long story short, we had to trust Cam up front, and basically we sent him a whole bunch of ETH to basically get the project started. They thought I was crazy, they thought I was mad, but guess what? He's still here, he's rocking, and he's making the most beautiful artwork. And then as well, you see Tiffany there, right? That was a roller coaster ride. Reason being, we were like bringing in the entrepreneurial side, the structure, the vision, you know what I'm saying, and the real like, and what we thought would really sell, right? And not only sell, but like also give the NFT space what they want. And Tiffany basically came in and like help us restructure the bits with all of our ideas to truly provide what we are providing. And her work, her accountability, and her ethic is why we also made her a part of the founding team and system, because we wanted somebody who was actually with us and not just coming around us to also
Very
be
nice.
driving this.
Very nice. It seems like you've put together a really nice team. First of all, when your wife and you go into it together, that's a strong foundation. That's probably the closest partnership you can have. And you have each other's backs. Obviously, you're going to have, ideas constantly, combos at 3 a.m. in the morning, like, hey, what do you want to, oh my God, I had this dream. And then, the fact that you took the trust, right, and gave it to your artist, and your artist said, I got you, and they're still here, they're still churning out this beautiful art, and the rest of the team trying to put it all together for you. Mike and I were just really a two-person team, so we always get envious of these projects that have this capability to bring on these great founders, and it seems very nice that you're obviously taking care of your team, because they do play that part in everything. All right, so I think we have so much to cover. You have a very robust website. We're going to put everything in the description, so anything we might miss, please feel free to check out metastatemoguls.com. We'll put it in the description. All right, so talk us through kind of, I guess this is more like your mission statement almost over here. Do you want to just briefly introduce that? Again, I don't want you to have to read off the screen, and that's exactly what I would be doing, and I don't want that. So just give us your mission statement. What's the goal of everything?
Can you click on more Mogul leaks for me?
Yeah, sure. Nice.
Okay, perfect. Right.
Okay. You want me to shrink it down a little? I'll shrink it down so people can kind of get everything on the screen.
So I'm going to summarize this really quick, right? And I'm going to do it in such an easy way. It's going to seem like unbelievable. Okay. In this sentence, right? The Moguls way. Okay. We have created this thing called the Moguls way, right? And what that is basically bringing experts that we know a little more than us, and is a bit more in diverse than us as well. And we bring that to our community. Why would that be a thing at all? Reason being, right, whenever we were coming through the entrepreneurial space, at first it was truly hard because we didn't have that network or that knowledge behind us. These individuals will be doing 60 hours of recorded AMAs to all our holders over the next 12 months. Why is that important? Because basically anyone who wants to come and tap in, whether it's crypto, real estate, tech, or even other stuff that they may want to do, and even taxes, is if you are within the United States of America. Now, what else are they giving? Well, let's say I want to get myself funding, right? What do I have to do? Basically, you come and you submit it. But though, Shaq, on the website, it states like, hey, you have to have a certain rarity. But that's okay. If your project is so good, we will also take care of that process for you and alleviate it. Because whenever you start your way, right, or like your journey, we will be recording every single thing that happens throughout. We are doing this so everyone else to come after, they will basically learn from your successes, mistakes, and be able to see you grow from beginning to start. And that also plays a mental note on the mind that allows people to know like, hey, I can do it too. Because if I can do it, you can as well. So when I say the Moguls way, it's basically a true community that not only supports you, but as well guides you. And with that guidance, we also give it and show it to see, so everybody can basically erase Shaq and put Kevin, erase Kevin and put Tyler, erase Tyler, and it basically puts your name in there, and you just walk the same path. Now, will it be perfect? Absolutely not. There's going to be road bumps. We have to pivot left, right, but that's the beauty of it, because you will be able to see all of it. And now your pivots will look totally different because it will be new things that you come across. But guess what? The person behind you will learn it all. And that right is kind of like a breakdown of that. Now we also give them the giveaways. We're doing this, we're doing that. We're going to host events. But that right there is kind of a given because of the market. But that's a real meat and potato, I believe, behind our project.
Yeah, I love that. Very, concise and to the point. It's almost like, I don't know if you ever see those ads for master classes, like, oh, buy this master class, like on Facebook or whatever, and get one for free for your friend or for whoever. And I almost always fall for that marketing because I'm like, of course I want to learn how to make sushi when I have no experience with it, right? But these are all things that people in this industry really need that knowledge, and they need it from a, you know, a respectable place. They need it from somebody who, if they're not the expert, they're bringing in the expert. And it seems like that's what you're, you know, and I'm sure that idea can branch out for forever, essentially. You know, there's going to be, as we evolve in Web3 and metaverse and this and that and NFT wing and, you know, all the things, it really, it's a great concept because it can always evolve. And I think it's very humbling that you are aware of, you know, your own shortcomings. And if you know that something's not going to be perfect, you're either going to fix it immediately or make it perfect or bring in somebody to help that way. And I feel that that's what true value is in this NFT space. And I think that's where we're headed.
Exactly. And I want to like double tap on two things, right? So the people who we have brought on thus far is a total of 15 of them, right? And reason why it's such a robust number, right? I can talk your ear off about Airbnb, real estate, and like I'm basically wholesaling. I can tell you how to do it, A, B, C, D, go down the entire line. But though, I don't know too much about tech. So how can I possibly sit here and like go in depth with you with that? Now, me understanding that network is a true value that is so underplayed or overspoken about. That's why I like basically brought in those other people. And guess what? Things are going to happen in the future to where I got to go find somebody else. I'm going to be my job to basically bring the best of my ability to you by going and getting that other person. And the last thing is this. Everybody don't want to do this. We get that, we understand that, right? And that's just what it is. But that's where the playing of the characters come in to where it is, right? So these are the 5 characters within Metastate Moguls. We got from Empress to Architect to Visionary to Degen and then Metalord, right? So to simplify it all, basically, Metalords will be basically receiving gifts from what we do in the Airbnb side of things, or even Virgo. Architects will be eating from the flips we do as a company or even fund. Degens, I mean, like the name should say it all, right? Basically, any other NFT project that we sponsor or basically go into ourselves, that's how you will reap the benefits. And visionaries, right? When I hear about a visionary, I'm thinking about somebody who can see long term. They're going to be attached to the IRLs that we also sponsor and do. But the one thing I forgot was the Empress. So since it is a woman-led and created project, right? We highlighted that one to like show you like, hey, she is the center of everything that is happening. The Empress, every time one of the other characters makes some kind of gain, guess who makes it again as well? The Empress. So she is going to basically be eating from everyone else. And that's why we said, if you are an Empress, you are royalty. All other characters should pay their respects. When you are a ruler, you should expect nothing less. So all of our leading women out there.
Yeah, bend the knee and kiss the ring, right? You have to at this point. All right, so let's talk briefly about these characters. Are these traits, are they considered traits, and B, are they randomly generated traits for these categories?
They are randomly generated, yes, but they will all have something that's going to like feel like, hey, I have a Degen or I have an Empress. So I'm gonna leak one of them out right now, right? Okay. If you have a crown, that means that you're falling in that Empress range.
Nice.
So I'm not gonna say that's the best, but I'm gonna definitely say this. That person may value the NFT a whole lot more for that reason.
Very nice. Yeah, keep I just want to compliment you again, dropping the alpha. You know, I mean, it seems like you're a Degen. You probably, you know, the character behind you is a little bit of a Degen there. I don't know if you know it yet. But go on with your thought. Sorry about that.
So all the other characters have the same things, as in they have specific traits that is totally towards what's so that basically will depict like where they fall. And once again, this is totally aside from everything else we're providing. We didn't want no one within our NFT collection to receive nothing. We know like a lot of times in the past, so where like people will have these rarities and basically like if you maybe like had a like 9,999, then basically you were left holding the bag. We want no one left holding the bag. And that's why we like build the system to be like, hey, we help, we feed. From feeding, we grow. And then that circulation continues and goes.
Love that. I love that. I love that. I love, it's just so cool. I mean, it's really, I love how you're just trying to give back again to the community, you know, and you're taking mistakes other people have made, like you said, like the bag holding with these larger collections. People don't feel real great, you know, when they get a common NFT, they're like, oh, wow. All right. Well, I'm never selling this one, you know, time to write it to zero unless you get super lucky. So I think that's really smart. All right. So, when we say looking into the future, do you want to go phase by phase? Do you want to tell us where we're at this point? You want to just kind of give me the rundown? I would also say we're probably about 20 minutes from, unfortunately, getting that, you know, kick out from Zoom. Thanks, Zoom. They don't want us to talk all day, apparently.
And it's okay. So I'm gonna just talk about the title, and I'm gonna speak about where we currently at right now, right? So look into the future. That's basically our roadmap. Reason why we didn't use that because we see that as basically what is to come. So basically, we sit in there, we watch this, we read it, and we kind of like try to depict it and look into the future. So with that being said, right now we are in the fix and flip. Reason why we chose that name as well, because like, hey, it's kind of tied into the real estate play behind it. But basically, that's what we are doing right now, right? Basically, we are driving awareness behind Meta Estate Moguls that we have built organically for the past 3 months. And this here is the month where we're going to really, I won't say bang on Zoom, but like truly show who we are to the more general public through different ways. Basically, Tiffany has such a widespread network of people who she'll be bringing on to go out there and really speak on the project as well as us. But this page right now is just like the true combination of what has happened in the past 3 months of us building a solid foundation of not only community, but truly like looking at our project and be like, hey, what can we do to make it better as well? So this last month here in phase 2 is just totally to get out there, show our face, YouTube, hey, here we go, and so on and so on.
Perfect. And so I don't want to gloss over phase 1 because I'm, you know, I think a lot of times when people get to their roadmap, it's like, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? But the fact is you did so much in phase 1. It's worthy of just briefly mentioning it. And I know we talked about it before where you brought in all these experts and, you know, you created your team, you discussed your utility, you came up with the art, and then you brought in even more, you know, you said the 15 people into the fold that are going to help grow out this kind of masterclass kind of, you know, setting, and, you know, really just have this, hey, let's do AMAs, let's do spaces, let's get everything kind of out there and build that community. And now you're really just building that community and making it strong in preparation for minting. And now let's talk about phase 3. And I do also love the real estate, you know, kind of lingo going into all of this, because I'm sure at this point we are all very more familiar with this from TV, you know, like all these shows and everything like that, you know, so it's a very smart marketing plan. So, you know, kudos to you and the team for making this relatable. I also like how the roadmap is not just here's our roadmap, you know, it's look into the future. I think future focused is really important right now. So tell us about the rental phase, phase 3.
Oh, the rental phase, right? I think I'm gonna touch on 2 things in here that I truly like and enjoy, right? The rental phase is where the work really begins. That back there was nothing. The rental phase is like where the true grind of where you see the founders truly come to life, right? And what we can do and why we are doing it. So the rental phase is where basically we will be now looking at our community and be like, hey guys, so we have minted out successfully. Now let's start attacking this. We basically already made Meta Estate Moguls LLC, which is also going to be featured in this piece as well, because every partnership we go into is going to also be backed with that company. Nice. And as well the funding that will also coming with it, right? But something else I wanted to like point out that is key as well in this phase. We know we don't have an endless supply of funds. Makes sense, or not as yet. I should say, right? So we have devised a sort of a plan and a strategy, right? You heard us talk about people we have partnered with in the past. A key note, we have also partnered with them because we know there's going to be many top tier ideas or project that comes up. So the ones that we don't decide to go with, as well as the community, why do you think we have partnered with so many other entrepreneurs? and as we're trying to bring on the current investors. So basically, they can also hear what you have to do, what you are doing, and then possibly a deal can be forged and cut right there to where now we're basically trying to truly expand and truly bring in the networking mindset. But once again, Shaq, we have all these other holders who don't like that, right? So when you go through our website, you would see only the top 1,000, right? Rarity will have the ability to come and get their project funded. But let's say 500 of them doesn't want to do it. People, you can go and rent out that utility. You come to our website, you basically stake your NFT there, and it's now like almost an e-commerce marketplace to where anybody can now go click on your NFT and rent it out. Several things happen here. You receive that rental fee, as well as you now will be getting some profits from their success as well.
Very nice.
So that's the two things I would really highlight there, because once again, right, we had to be realistic with this approach. We know everybody who's holding our NFTs probably just doesn't want to do it. They're relaxed, and that's totally fine. But we also wanted to give you all the abilities to also be able to truly participate in it as well. So hey, you come, you post your NFT, I come, I click, I rent, and now I now have the ability to now come and present what I have going on.
Okay, very cool. So let me just kind of, it was a lot of information and I want to make sure that I'm not misunderstanding it. All right, so your top 1,000 holders, your top 1,000 rarity, right? NFTs, they have this ability to kind of rent out their NFT, which a renter would then come in, pay the commission almost, let's call it that, or a fee, royalty, however you want to word it. And then that allows them to kind of almost get a seat at the table and present their NFT project to your network. Is that accurate?
Correct. So
okay,
I think like
look, I can pay attention for 3 minutes.
let me I guess like put a little more.
Yeah, tweak it for me.
If you're holding our NFT, you can come and present no matter you're ready. But to get funded, you have to be you have to now then go and rent out that top. So let's say 100 projects were submitted, right? But the one that was chosen was somebody who didn't hold that top already. Well, guess what needs to happen? We give you a thumbs up. You got to go now rent that utility because you don't hold it. So we're like, now, hey, that's your golden ticket.
Very cool. Very cool. I love that. I love how you are providing value within the project, continual value. That's excellent. And, you know, I'm going to have to off camera be like, hey, how do I get that top 1,000 rarity? You know, don't forget we did this YouTube interview. You know, gotta put the mic down for a minute, you know, make a little side deal. No, but that's amazing. And that gives people more incentive to kind of, you know, the way I picture it is that top 1,000 rarity, it's those people who really want to grind, right? It's not like, let me just buy into your project and hope it goes up. It's like, oh, I have an opportunity here to, you know, stake this in a sense and, you know, allow people to kind of rent this out. And that just continually earns me this passive income. And, you know, it's a very cool thing to have that opportunity within the project. All right. Tell me about phases 4 and 5, because I know we're going to get a little bit closer to time and I don't want to rush anything. And I know there's still all of this. So we did the team more or less, you know, before when we were speaking, then we got the FAQ, and, you know, I do want to definitely get into a little bit, you know, of this cool utilities thing going on. So, you know, is that a triplex up there? How's that work?
It is. So basically, this is going to happen in tandem, but we need to kind of like separate it, because the phase 3 is going to be almost like, well, not almost, it will be continuous, right? Over the time that we are around, which we want to be like basically a Fortune 5 one day within the Web3 space. But
man, wait a second. Did I hear that right? A Fortune 5? Not even a Fortune 500? You're going for a top 5? I love that. Just drop all the zeros off. Yeah, so, I mean, I got a top 5 project right here. I'm excited even more now.
So reason why I'm saying that people isn't like on the like trying to like overpromise. No, reason why I'm saying that, because I truly believe with hard work and continuous, consistent can get you wherever you want. Would we take maybe a bit longer to make it there? It could possibly be so. But though, from where I've come from that little Caribbean island, I've worked my butt off to get here right now, and that's the kind of same spirit I'll be bringing towards. Now, time to get to 4. the fun starts happening, right? And this happens in tandem. Okay, so we get to go to cool events together.
Wow,
And not
nice.
only that, but though, we have started like reaching out to these people, different people through, of course, their secretaries and assistants. But we're trying to bring on some bigger names as well to also come and be like a spokesperson during these events. So I know, like me, honestly, people, I'm truly excited to see Grant Cardone. That dude's like my,
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But though
yeah,
I look up to him because
of
that's somewhere I
course.
will be one day. So we basically bringing these people on to not only excite but also motivate and inspire. So hopefully within our community, let's say we only had like 1,500 soon to be entrepreneurs. Hopefully after every one of these events, 500 more gets added, 500 more, so that way we can truly embrace the Moguls way.
Very
Now
nice.
the apartment complex, right? Whew,
Yep.
the heat is coming now. So we did a little play on words here for several reasons, right? But I'm
Yep.
gonna just be flat, straight out honest with you, all right? Because of the system we have developed, we are not going to be labeled as what we can possibly be known as a security, right?
Hmm.
Reason being is this, and listen up very closely because I know a lot of people may be a bit confused. We will be having an internal token called a venture token, will be a closed loop token, meaning no other platform will be able to trade it at all. It's going to be totally controlled within. Reason why we are doing that, so whenever we do provide back the value, it's going to be us coming to you and purchasing that token back and no kind of manipulations at all. We're just creating this kind of closed loop system and not promising an exact return, but like saying openly, like, hey, it will be fluctuating according to how well the IRLs do. That is how we were able to do this. And that right here is honestly what this is just saying, right? The airdrops in ETH, that's what it is. Now, we're talking about free night stay as well. I said earlier, like, hey, we're getting into Airbnb. Guess what? If you hold a Medistate Moguls, you come, you show it, you flash it, and now you have that free night stay. Now,
Do I
last but
have to
not
do
least,
like an
right?
FBI flash?
Hey, I'm there.
Hey, I'm just
Just
here,
say.
check the credentials, top 1,000 rarity, like just move out of my way. Give me the penthouse suite. Let's go.
But last but not least, right,
Yeah.
is this right here. The VIP access, right, and the discounts on features. We have a couple of things in our pockets, right, that is not even close to what we are doing in the sense of like related, but is also adding value to the DeFi side of the NFT and Web3 space. So that project is almost going to shadow what we're currently doing. And for our DGen holders, you are going to be getting not only whitelist pots, but a larger amount will come back to you as well. And I can't talk more about it. I'm so sorry,
It's okay.
but
You already gave us a lot. I mean, I'm not gonna pull, I appreciate what you've offered, but it's something to look forward to, it's something to
Mhm.
stay, ear to the ground and keep listening to the moves that you're making. That is a really, I mean, even if you look, over here in phase 4, some of the names you're trying to bring in, if you get Gary V, tell him, look into blockchain of fame, always trying to induct good people into the blockchain of fame, and some of the musical performers and just real estate people and just like smart minds in crypto and in the industry is really amazing. And then just like there's so much value in the apartment complex phase 5 that it's something for everybody, right? You have your 5 character types, so everybody's going to get something, and I love how you're keeping everybody in mind. All right, so it,
Involved.
it feels like we talked about a lot of utilities, but then I see utilities and utilities, and I got to see if there's any more utilities we got to
So,
discuss about. Like, I mean, I feel like this is a lot of information here. So do you want to go into these top 200, top 1,000, and top 2,500 rarities?
quick
Like,
quick snippet. We are still in the rarity. I'm sorry, the NFT realm, right? And
okay,
basically, like, if you hold you like higher one, of course, there will be more value towards those. So I'm gonna just hit on one of them really quick, which is the
sure,
top 200, right?
sure.
These people are gonna eat immensely, because we predict that we should do rather well on the secondary markets.
Hmm.
And because of that, we also want to keep on giving back. So guess what? Once a month, we're going to pick one lucky people through a random number generator. And
Nice.
that person basically I'm not even going to call this a gift. I would call this a freaking like carriage, like freaking like immense. Because let's say, right, quote unquote, and don't quote me on it because like I have no idea what the future may hold,
Of
right?
course. Yep.
Let's say we have like the royalties totaling to $1 million within like the first month or seconds. That person is going to get 10% of that.
Wow.
So
Yeah, life changing lotto
exactly,
hit right there just for
exactly.
doing
You know what
nothing.
I'm saying? Exactly. So that's what I'm really going to touch on this because like really we have touched on everything else throughout the entire website, but we truly just wanted to like culminate everything in one block to show your like, hey, this is just like basically a quick snippet of everything that we covered in one. This is what you can expect.
Very nice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel that it's very well spelled out, but like you said, it's dense. It's a lot of value, a lot of information. So the fact that you've now spelled it out and broken it down even further, again, the website will 100% be in the link and everybody can come and see this. Is there anything we need to cover that every mogul gets? You want to just popcorn out, you can read them, you can tell me about all 10, you want to popcorn out the top three, whatever you want to do, because they're here.
So let's touch on one of them. People have asked us many times, right? Like, hey, the moguls, like Meta Estate. So are you going to be in the metaverse?
Yeah.
Isn't that? And we say, sadly, we are not creating our own metaverse.
Okay.
Reason being, none of the founding members truly like have any experience in that. And if people basically put our name behind something, we feel like we should already have been doing it, right?
Sure.
So what if you go to our Discord, right? We have a collab category. Yes, I know it's different. Once again, our collab category basically have channels of all the projects that we are basically partnering with.
Nice.
Most of them is metaverse projects.
Very cool.
So with most of them being metaverse projects, guess what? We have basically negotiated with them. We told them like, hey, with this partnership, our holders need to get an immense discount on your land that you're providing.
Nice. Very cool. I love that. How do I get, part of that collabs channel for the blockchain of fame, and B, get some of these discounts? Because, we're trying to bring the first crypto / NFT Hall of Fame to the metaverse. And currently we have some potential homes, but, we also own a little bit of land ourselves in the sandbox, but we are always looking to branch this out. And I tell Mike all the time, I'm like, well, we'll just be like Disney. Like, in California, you got Disneyland, but in Orlando, you got Disney World. And then in Japan, you got Disney Japan, so we're okay with being in multiple metaverses, because like you say, as you pivot and as you grow and as you learn from mistakes, and, we've made a lot, but have like always gotten back up on the horse. We are just constantly trying to evolve like your project is doing as well. So, any insight, it doesn't have to be on the camera. You're not on the spot, Shaq, this isn't live, you could tell me edit it out, but, more or less, keep the blockchain of fame in mind. Just say, it's not about us today, but, you're doing such big, wonderful things that we want to be in that shadow when you cast it,
So basically, people, honestly, this right here is what we do before we make any kind of collab, right? Because whatever we attach ourselves to, whether they're smaller than us or larger, basically what they do directly affects us.
Of course.
So basically, me and you are good to go. If you say like, hey Shaq, let's do a collab. I've met you, I've spoken to you.
You're
like
awesome.
I went through in-depth research about what you'll do and like and how y'all have been doing it. So that's basically the entry to any collabs. Now this collab is definitely a bit different because you're right, you are the first of your kind. So I think our family, aka our community, is truly going to be intrigued in this because it's definitely different.
Well, I think our family as well, because, I was just so excited that I was like, today, I'm like, guys, I'm doing this great interview. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, don't worry, you'll figure it out soon. Like I want to tease it out a little bit longer because then they're going to see how big it is and wonderful, your project is. And, just a quick aside, because I know we're running out of time, but I can't commend you enough for just being a really nice person. Like whenever I hear you in spaces, like I said earlier, and the energy that you bring even to this interview, when I can only imagine is, all the time, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, just a very positive vibe. And I appreciate you and that. And, just like always being a good person is what the space really truly needs. And I think that's where we're headed now. We're going past all the rug pull crap, and people are starting to realize, okay, can't just throw ETH at it and hope I hit the lottery. Instead, it's like, oh, well, who are the people behind this, and how can I invest in them? And I think you're a very likable person, a great project, on deck, and I'm really excited about the opportunity to present your project in this forum to anybody who will listen. So anything else we want to hit in the whatever every mogul gets, and just anything about the art, anything you want to just kind of discuss, because I don't want to gloss over anything too much, but I know we're getting towards the end of the road here, unfortunately.
This is the last thing I'm gonna speak about this here, right? And I think it's probably like one of our. This is gonna be our great first feat, right? Basically, we have been receiving submissions of the project right for the last 22 days.
Mm-hmm.
And reason being, because you can see there 30 days before launching, we planned to do this, and we are actually already doing it. Because we want to show you like, hey, right out of the gate, since we know some things will take a little longer to develop, like, hey, we are already like doing this immediately. And I think that's just going to like show everyone like, hey, we are here, we are doing, and we are going to continue proceeding, because there are going to be people who come like, hey, as soon as we done it, like, hey, you ready? And we're like, hey, we have already prepared everything, now the work begins. And this right here was for those individuals who may like be a bit more excited to see what we said already happened coming through right there. So that's the last thing I want to touch on.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, no, and I love that. I mean, I think, like you said before, it's really important to collaborate in this space, but it's also important to attach your name to projects that are going to succeed, whether it's with your help or on their own, or you getting a little bit in return from them, because that's how we really all grow. And I don't need a 77th Bored Ape derivative, or a 30-second doodle with oh my gosh, you didn't see it had fuchsia in it this time. I'm like, oh, the value is too much. And like you said, bringing original concepts to the table, bringing depths of knowledge and communication is really going to be overvalued. And that's where the utility, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people in the industry, that's where we are all headed. So building these communities within communities is also very important. We've met the team. Do you want to talk about the moguls a little bit, just so we're aware? I don't want to miss anything.
Everyone that basically helps us run this well-oiled machine has been homegrown.
Nice.
Meaning that TB, he was just a regular collector. He came in, we saw his passion, his drive. We basically, with his help, created him into our operations executive, meaning that like basically people, anything within the Discord or maybe even on Twitter, TB is the person to go to. He basically takes care of all that dealing. Not a ball of joy. She freaking comes with energy, hype, excitement all the time. So she works directly under Tiffany, who we saw up there now. Last but not least, our other core team, right?
Yeah.
This has not been an easy trip, people. I'm not gonna I'm gonna say why. 90% of them did not hear about NFTs prior to us.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So basically, the very first 6 weeks of us being in front of people's eyes, we were training, initiating, showing people like, hey, this is what you want to do. This is why you want to do it. This is when you want to do it, right?
Yeah, you were onboarding everybody, right?
Exactly.
Getting them used to it, getting them used to the culture, the expectations, what you guys are trying to present. And I'm sure they've all very much bought into the idea and are excited to be part of this.
Exactly. So I couldn't thank them enough for allowing us to grow with them as well. But yeah, 90% of them is homegrown. And I mean, basically, they are true moguls to their hearts. And we are truly happy to have had the opportunity to onboard them and truly show them the way.
Very nice. All right. So a few things. You got some NFT FAQs for your project here. You definitely have, you know, a nice way to reach out. You have your socials. Again, everything will be in there. Is there anything that we need to cover about the website? I think we gave it a full rundown and we hit everything.
Yes, we did.
Okay, awesome. Very thorough. That is usually what I try to do. Okay, so we are off the screen share. It's just us again. Why don't you kind of give us some closing last words, anything that we need to be aware of going into Mint, moving forward beyond Mint, or just anything you would like to end with?
So closing last words would be this, right? Throughout our 3 months in front of the Web3 space, right, we have tried to help and onboard others however we may saw it. Normally, it was either like marketing gifts or maybe even one-on-one artist gifts as well, right?
Nice.
But there's something we started doing lately, and it's truly giving them like a platform within a like platform as well, right? So if you do come and venture through our Discord, you're going to see two things. The collab session I already covered, but something that's also a bit newer. We know there's some amazing one-on-one artists out there who don't have their own community, but need to also grow it. So what we have done with everyone who like truly shows us like, hey, they're artists, and not through me because I'm not a, you know what I'm saying, but I'm through the other founders who are, basically we have also given them their own channel. Nice. So where now they can just come and put their work in there. And the reason why we're giving them their own channel is this. People, I didn't go back and read like basically the first, let's say, announcement when I first joined a server because like that's too much. That's why we give them each their own channel so that way they can take care of it and groom it and basically show people what they want to see. So everybody who's within us now and future to come will always go see what they want to show. And last but not least, everybody's like, hey Shaq, where's my love at? I'm not a promoter, I'm not a marketer, I'm not an artist. So from now until Mint, beginning sometime next week, we are going to be giving away daily prizes. Nice. Sometimes it's going to be on spaces, but the real true excitement is according to what role you hold. Let's say you're just like a regular MEMG, which is totally fine. You may get like $50. But let's say you are basically original Mogul, it goes all the way up to 200. And that's going to be done daily to truly drive Mogul spirit as well behind us.
Yeah,
and that's the last thing for the Meta State Moguls.
Very, very cool. And I really love how you do that because, you know, Mike and I do that in our Discord as well, where we provide a channel for every project we collaborate with. We try to, you know, tell people, hey, drop your NFT in here. Here's our token that we've made for that channel. And the community is very behind that kind of thing because it gives them just an extra thing to look at and like, oh, these people are cool. You know, we're vouching for them essentially. And, you know, it always has very positive, you know, in our experience as well. But Shaq, you are lovely. Thank you so much. Meta State Moguls, MEM. It's really going to be a great one. I'm excited. You know, I feel like I got to tell Mike about it right now. I'm going to call him up as soon as we're done with this phone call. Everything's in the description. Good luck with Mint. We will be in touch well before that, and we'll let you know when the video drops. And thank you for being you. All right. Have a good one.
Thank you. And if you have another one.
Okay. Thank you. All right.